Hey everyone! So I wanted to take you on a rerooting journey with me. This is the first time I have ever rerooted a doll. So it's gonna be interesting for me. But the doll that I want to reroot today is Malibu Christie. You can see her hair is a little worse for wear. I got her in a lot and the person said that they found it in an estate sale and they just sold it together with some other like TNT dolls, including a Julia actually, a Julia doll. And I made a video on it in the past. And when it came in, it did smell like mildew. I thought that the smell would go away after like washing it. And unfortunately, it never really went away. So I started off with the less invasive treatments. I did like baking soda in a plastic bag and I left her there for like a week or something like that. And it helped a little bit, but didn't do, you know, what I wanted it to. I tried soaking it in dish soap for a few days. That also didn't work. And at that point it was like smelling less like mildew. So I got her when I was living in New York. I was living in a studio apartment, like a 800 square foot studio apartment. And wherever she was in the apartment, I could just like smell it, like walking by. The mildew is just not a very pleasant smell. I decided, I was like looking up different things that you could do to get rid of the mildew smell. And one thing that I read was soaking it in OxiClean. And that's probably like the most invasive because you're using like a harsh chemical. And it actually did wonders, the OxiClean. However, it did ruin her hair. So I did soak some of the other dolls as well in the OxiClean and their hair came out fine. So I guess it just like really depends on the hair type. And unfortunately, she was the only one that had her hair ruined. Like it's just, it feels like it's kind of like shriveled up and it looks much shorter. It's like it looks like she's gotten a haircut, but it's actually, she didn't like originally have a haircut. It's just what happens. It just what happened after I soaked her in the OxiClean, kind of like shriveled up. I probably won't be doing that again. If there's a doll that smells like terrible mildew, I probably just will sell it because it's a process. And she still has like a slight smell of mildew, which it does bother me a little bit, but it's not enough for me to like sell her, if that makes sense. Anyway, I thought I would reroot her and I was going back and forth on whether I wanted to root her in her like, you know, restore her to what her hair would have originally been like. And I was thinking about that, but then I was kind of like, or I can, you know, take it the other way and do a hairstyle that we haven't seen on Christie, on this TNT Christie. And in the end, I realized that I probably will purchase another TNT Christie that is a little bit more like mint and her hair is original. So I wanted to buy in the future, like she's on my wish list. I want to buy an original TNT Christie and I want the hair to be in really, you know, good shape. So because of that, I'm thinking that I want to actually give her like a hairstyle that we haven't seen before, or that I haven't, you know, that I want to give her that isn't typical for Christie, I guess. All that to say, I bought some saran. This is from the Doll Planet. And I got this one, which is, let's see, dark chocolate. And then I also got this one, which is coconut. So I originally wanted like a dark brown for her. Probably should have ordered more colors because to me, this dark chocolate looks black to me. Like this looks black to me, you know, but this is apparently dark chocolate. And they do have a black color and I think it's called Blackout. So I would be interested to see what the difference is because this is, I mean, this is basically black to me. And then this is coconut. Let me show you a close-up. And it actually doesn't look too bad in the camera. But honestly, I don't really like this hair color. Like, I thought maybe it would take a few days for me to get used to it, or I don't know, maybe I'd look at it a little bit differently. But I just wanted like a richer brown, like a deeper, darker brown. This is definitely not it. I don't really know what color this is, you guys. Maybe like a light chestnut brown. But yeah, I don't really like this color. I just feel like that's kind of an odd color for her. Like that just would not go. So I have no idea what I want to do with this. So anyway, I got this black, and I was originally, I mentioned originally I wanted dark brown. But after a couple days, I realized I actually do kind of like this color on her. And I think I'm just gonna go with it. And after actually receiving this order, I ended up ordering from a different company. I think it's called Dolly Hair, because I found that they had like a lot more options for like brown colors. So I ordered a couple different like deep, darker browns that I hope can kind of like bridge the gap between these colors, because this is just like very light and this is like very dark, almost black. So I'm hoping to get something in between. But for now, we're gonna reroot her in this black color because I do actually like the way that looks. And I do have some other, dolls that I could reroot as well. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and switch the camera around and show you a little bit of my process. Okay, so I noticed that she does have a little bit of a split in the peg. So I'm gonna use some super glue and glue that back together. Okay, so the cap is broken, so before I toss it, because I can't put the cap back on, I'm just gonna take whatever I can. Oh no, I got it on her. Oops, okay. I'm just gonna take whatever I can. And apply it. Okay, I think that's good. All right, yeah, that'll work. Okay, so now I am going to give her a gorgeous little haircut and then take everything out from the inside as well. Okay, so I am also going to go in with an X-Acto. I wouldn't recommend this unless you're like super comfortable with using a sharp blade like this. It's very easy to cut into her scalp, but I'm quite comfortable with an X-Acto. I feel like I've used it a lot in my career, so yeah, I'm just gonna go in very carefully, get it as close as possible to the scalp. It'll make pulling out the hair a little bit easier for me. And because it's super matted, it is really hard to get in with the scissors. Like, I can really feel it. And the X-Acto is just allowing me to cut through the matted layer a little bit easier. So yeah, I'm just gonna continue on carefully doing this. Okay, so I found some forceps. I think this was gonna be good. Okay, so yeah, I'm just pulling out what I can. All right, and she is good to go. I also pulled out her eyelashes. I thought I might as well start over on those since she was missing a few plugs there. And I definitely recommend getting some forceps for this. I tried a couple different tools, including like the Phillips and some like jewelry pliers. And these were the best because they were, you know, it's skinny and it also has a little bit of a curve. So now I am going to give her a wash and a rinse. And I'm hoping that because the hair is all gone, I can wash her a little bit better from the inside and on the outside, and maybe she'll smell a little bit less like mildew now. Alright, so while I wait for her hair to dry, I am going to go ahead and cut this like skein of hair in half because I really don't think I need that much for her. Okay, so that should be good. So I am using this like X-Acto blade tool that I'm just fitting a sewing needle, the pointy side in, and then this side I have to clip. Oh, this is kind of hard. Oh, there we go. Okay. All right, so I clipped it, so it kind of looks like this now. Okay, so I'm gonna take this, wrap it around my finger. It's kind of hard to pick up actually. I think I might have picked up too much hair. Okay, I had to do that off camera, but I can show you maybe in the next step what I did. But it's nice and knotted. So I'm going to start right here. Okay, there's the knot. Just gonna stick it into the next hole. Okay, you guys, so I had to redo them because I tried the like loop around my finger and then putting this in there and then knotting it that way. I found that I wasn't actually knotting it. Like when I punched it into the head and I would pull on it, sometimes it would come out a little too easily. Like I wasn't tugging super hard, but I found that it would come out like way too easily. So I don't know, I'm probably doing it wrong, but instead what I'm doing now is I'm taking my skein and I'm wrapping around 2 fingers, just like that, and then creating like an opening where I can put my index finger and pull it through and just knot it like a normal knot. And make sure that it's center, which is good. So you can see here, there's my knot. So I know for sure that it's knotted, rather than just like hoping that that it does not while it's in the head. So now I just grab it with my needle, grab the knot, like the center of the knot with my needle, and punch it in. Okay, so I'm tugging on it. It's not too hard, and I know for sure it is a knot. So that is just gonna have to work for me because that finger wraparound method, unfortunately, maybe I just need more practice with it. But at least this way I know for sure it's a knot. Alright, so she is all rooted. I did stick with her original rooting pattern, so I didn't make any extra holes or anything. And her original rooting pattern has a side part, you can see here. It's 2 rows right next to each other. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and thatch that part line so that it's nice and neat. And because this is my first time doing it, I'm probably just going to do it off camera and then show you how it turns out. Alright you guys, I finished thatching and I think I did a really good job for my first ever thatching. I think it looks good. I'm normally very hard on myself with these types of things, so I'm very proud of myself. Alright, so now I am going to go ahead and set in that part line with some hot water, as well as, you know, begin styling her hair. That's how she's looking now. I'm gonna add a bow and also cut her hair so that it kind of goes. I might have to pull out her bangs a little bit more. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it turns out. Oh my god, you guys. I am obsessed with how this turned out. She's looking so good. Like, look at that hair sway. So let me zoom out a little bit. Yeah, so we're gonna cut it because it's super long right now. It's like past her bum, almost at her knees. But she looks really pretty. And I want to cut it this length because this hairstyle is basically like, you know, it's a TNT length. I mean, it's a modified TNT hairstyle. The only thing I really changed is the bangs, the front. So let's go ahead and give her a chop. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna cut off so much. I'm like scared. Okay. Let's just go for it. Okay, now it's like waist level. We gotta keep going. So now I'm just gonna cut some layers into her hair. Alright, so here is the new length. It's not perfect. I think it could be a little bit more layered, but whatever. I think I'll keep it like this for now, and if I know somebody who could maybe give it a better haircut, I can ask them, because I'm just not very good at giving layers, like long layers. So this will have to do. And now I need to reroot her lashes. And from what I've seen on my other TNT dolls, it's about like 4 to 6 plugs, or sorry, 4 to 6 strands of hair per plug in the eye. So let's go ahead and do that.
Make a sound, she would have been Princess Bride Barbie, because that one looks almost exactly the same. Back to one straight arm.
Her eyelashes are all rooted. So now I'm going to pour some hot water over her eyes to help close up the holes and hold the eyelashes better. Alright, so I poured hot water over it, and now I can see actually the holes did close up, so it looks better. So now what I want to do is curl them a little bit. I want to curl them up, and I'm going to take a needle like this, sewing needle, and then make sure that the eyelashes are wet. So I'm going to have a spray bottle near me to keep them wet, or damp at least, and then use the heat to kind of curl them. Okay, so it is kind of working. When I'm heating up the needle, I only give it like maybe 1 or 2 passes, because if I continue to keep it under the flame, it does heat up too much. Like it becomes too hot, and you don't want it to be too hot, otherwise you're gonna melt. You're gonna melt the saran hair. Let me see if I can move this up. Here, let me zoom out a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. And I kind of wrap it around, kind of like winding it around the needle, pulling it tight, and that looks good. Yeah, so I can kind of tell that it's curling up. You can tell the difference between this one, which is just straight, and this one, which is curled. So I'm going to go ahead and do the other side and then show you guys what it's like. Okay, so here they are, all trimmed. And you can kind of see more or less that they are curled upwards. So yeah, very pretty. You guys, I'm so happy with how she turned out. Here she is. My TNT Christie finished with lashes. I think her hair length is perfect. It is a little bit choppy in the back, but it's okay. It's not bad. But I'm really happy with how her lashes came out. But yeah, this is a dress that I had. It's a little bit like faded and worn out. I took it off one of my other Barbies, and you know, until I figure out what I want to make for her, because I definitely want to make her an outfit. But I think she looks really good in this blue dress. I believe it's a Best Buy outfit, so it probably doesn't have a name. But it's a really pretty dress. I think it suits her really well. I think whatever I make for her will probably be in this color because it just looks really good on her. But yeah, so I'm really happy with this, especially for it being like my very first reroot. It's not bad at all. All right, so I'm going to leave you guys with some outro shots of her.